what defines my name. NAS, what defines my name.
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than by 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I?
First opened in 2017. There's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
The veteran punter Bradley Pinion has this one teed up, and we are underway from Atlanta. From his end zone, Marvin Mims. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Travel like LeBron, I'm a traveling man. LAX out to Baltimore, then landed in France. Racing shows out in Germany, then ball in Japan. See these raps take me everywhere, I go where I can. That's the multi-pass, homie, I ain't walking there, bro.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
On play action, here's Nix. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Second and 10. They'll run here with Dobbins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
From Falcon territory now, here's first and 10 at the 49-yard line. Off the play fake, Nix. He'll air this one out from Mims. It's caught at the 10. All the way home for a Broncos score.
Touchdown, Denver.
Marvin Mims, 49 yards. And the Broncos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. And out of bounds finally, but not before getting it way across the 50 inside the 25.
Well, whatever the relationship was between the special teams and the offense, it's gotten a heck of a lot closer after a return like that. The special teams just keep setting them up. The offense thinks they'll go out there and knock them down.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Down at the 20-yard line. 1 yard gain. Brings up
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Now Pennick's going to hold on to it. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down. They are going for it. Penix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Falcons are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down first and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get crazy because your game run up. Just respond as you just noted.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
At the 13-yard line.
A quick throw out wide to Mooney. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's third and goal.
A gain of 5 yards brings up third and goal.
At the 60, at the 60.
6-0 our score after 1. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they'll see what they can do on third and goal. There's Mooney with another catch. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Darnell Mooney from 8 yards out. And the Falcons are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And they take the lead here at 7-6.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Broncos take over first and 10. And they're on the 24-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time I look and repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll go play action with Nix. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Intercepted.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
And this will be caught by Mooney. Just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll make it second down.
At the 37-yard line.
19, Tiger, 19.
Robinson up the middle. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
On the tackle. He's brought down back at the 40-yard line.
On third down, Robinson. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Ball at a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On the bootleg, it's Penix. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game.
Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Falcons are going to get the football back as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
On the set. Warrior 70. Panther 11. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. 79 Bronco. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. 19 tight. 19 tight. Check go.
And looking to throw, Penix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
18 Cardinal. Trap 60. Trap 60. 7 Pirates. Cut 19. Cut 19. Hut, hut.
Looking to throw, Penix. Toward the sideline, intercepted. And the Broncos force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones in a first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. Now the Central Florida product is R.J. Harvey. And he'll find his way forward to about the 48-yard line. David Onyemata there on the tackle. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing Nix. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked up by A.J. Terrell. And he takes this one back into the end zone. The Falcon defense has a touchdown. It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy made the play. He gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. He'll air this one out from Mims. Down the left sideline. Inside the 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Bradley Pinion set to
So they'll get another shot on
This
offense
dude is
following
good.
that pick six, and now the kick is away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And we just... One second remaining in the first half. They'll call the timeout. A final shot before break. Nix. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Well, now how about this return? And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
What a way to start the second half. These guys are showing no signs of letting up. They have a chance to take a decided advantage with this possession.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. To the air, Penix. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Hawk 19, Hawk 19, tap 60, tap 60. Mustang 19.
Here's Penix. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Drake London laying himself out in the end zone. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Off the play fake, here's Nix. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. To throw, here's Nix. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And attempted a deep ball there, and they didn't get it. Boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now it's Nix. That'll be caught right side by the rookie receiver. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Nix to throw again. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.